Demand more. Get All Max.
Hey everybody, this is Brandon Beckrich here. We're 9 days out from the 2015 NPC Nationals in Miami. Get ready to do a little bit of food prep. So talk about what I'm eating, what I'm going to be doing the last few days or last week leading into the contest, what I've been doing, how I prepare my food and why I do some of the things that I do. So enjoy.
So now how much food do we got here?
This is
how long does this last?
This will last about a day and a half, if that.
Yeah, so run me down what you got here.
I have extra lean ground bison right here. I get it from Whole Foods, organic. So technically they're only allowed to label it, I guess, 90% lean, but the butcher was telling me, he's like, we pretty much take all the fat out. It's super lean. I mean, when I grill it, there's virtually no fat.
Does it stick together?
Yeah.
Or does it like fall apart on the grill?
No, it sticks to it.
You know when it's real low fat, you got to add fat to it?
Yeah. No, it's real good. I have a little bit of filet mignon for today. This is a treat. I have skirt steak for you. And then I have...
Cameraman gets to eat.
Yep, gotta feed my guy. And then just some chicken today. Normally, this is Purdue chicken, but normally I go with the Whole Foods. We just got Whole Foods like 2 months ago. And I can actually tell a big difference in the organic chicken from the other. I mean, just
the taste.
The taste, digestion. I know it sounds crazy, but it's it's real. So
talk to me about portion size. Now, do you measure these out, or are these kind of just this is the size of your fist and this is what they come out to be, or do you measure everything?
I don't measure them here, but when after they're done and cooked, then I'll measure them. So if I'll throw a patty on a scale, and if I'm doing 6 ounces and it's 8, then I'll rip off a couple ounces of it. Yeah, I'll do what I have to do.
So how much protein are you getting in a meal, or how many ounces of protein are you getting in a meal right now?
Depending on what part of the day.
Because you're a big dude, and a lot of people don't realize when you're a big dude, you can't eat 4 ounces of protein.
Yeah, I mean, I've not really been a big fan of high protein. Like, I don't do 12 ounces anymore. I've actually been doing 6 and 7. And especially being on such a lower calorie diet and everything, I wanted to make sure that my body wasn't going into using glycokinesis and converting protein to sugar.
Sure.
So I've been real careful about that. And just because my protein demands were a little bit lower based on what I was doing. But 6 ounces. Around training, I'll bump it up to about 8 and everything, like after I'm done training and stuff like that. So
let's talk about this grill situation for a minute. You know I'm going to call you out. So, ladies and gentlemen, this is his grill. This is his back door, and he's got the grill pulled right up to the door, so he can just open this door. Here, let me just open this door, and voila, he doesn't even have to step outside the grill. So, now in your defense, it was raining out, right?
It was raining outside. It was raining out.
Now you grill a lot of your food, which I think a lot of bodybuilders prefer the stove, but you're kind of a grill guy, right?
I grill 24/7. Yeah, absolutely. I can't handle. I love the taste of grilled food. We bought our house 3 years ago, and I haven't missed a day of grilling since. So,
now, I see all your food is seasoned.
Mm-hmm.
What are we putting on these things?
I'm pretty boring. It's just a standard black pepper, garlic, a little bit of sea salt. Okay. It's my favorite, honestly. So I just love the way it tastes on the grill.
Well, I fight a lot of my clients because a lot of them are like, I cut all my salt out.
No, God no.
Yeah.
Sodium's an electrolyte. You need that, especially my big ass. I sweat constantly, and I'll flatten out if I don't. So It's important that you have sodium. I mean, it helps with contraction. You know what I mean? If you're not having sodium in your diet, then a lot of things go wrong. You're going to hold more water, especially if you're not drinking water. So, yeah, don't be afraid of sodium, not unless it's the day before a contest.
Cool.
Yeah.
Let's do some cooking.
Cool.
What's in the pan?
Those are vegetables. A little bit of red pepper, green pepper, some mushrooms, and some red onions.
Oh my God, that smells so good.
Oh, yeah.
Can't smell it on the camera.
Yeah. Sucks for you guys.
Now you'll eat red meat all the way up to the show?
Yeah, especially right now because I'm pretty much on no carbs because I'm that guy.
Now when you say no carbs,
0.
you're actually eating just vegetables?
Today I had carbs for the first time because I'm training legs twice. So I didn't want to. Thank you. Mm-hmm. I didn't want to. Thanks, bud. I'm training legs twice, so I didn't want to, overdo it. I'm not doing cardio today, just because even though I probably could get away with doing cardio on a leg day, I don't prefer to. I want to try and keep my legs as full as possible. It's a strong point for me. And I saw myself last year at the Nationals, and when I thought my legs looked good, they were actually pretty stringy. So I wanted to make sure that I was able to get some good contractions and get some blood in there and not have them too drawn out for the evening. So, because I'm going to go back and hit hamstrings tonight. Probably.
Now, when do you, obviously being it's 9 days out, when are you putting the carbs back in?
Not until Monday of next week. So, the neat thing that I'm learning about my body is that even though I'm not taking in carbs, I'm still maintaining some decent fullness, just from vegetables alone. My fats are still fairly low. I think a lot of it has to do with just the volume I'm training and breaking down the muscle and staying hydrated and whatnot. But I'm flat for me, but I still am able to maintain a little bit of a roundness. So when I'm filling out with the carbs, it's a different ballgame.
What are you using for fats?
Right now, I'm just using my red meats, pretty much. I supplement omega-3s, but I did a little bit of coconut oil, about 15 milliliters of coconut oil, 1 meal a day, and that's about it. So they're probably like 40 grams, 30 grams of that.
When you start carbing up, what are you going to use?
I'm going to stick with jasmine white rice, red potatoes. Yeah, those are my two staples. They sit the best with me. Red potato, and I mix them together, and it sits well. I'll throw in some low-density carbs, like some Rice Krispie treats. Like we talked earlier, it's after a while you can only maybe being a bigger guy, you need a lot more food to fill out. So you can only eat so many pounds of potato rice before you really start to sit in your stomach. So the low-density carb from the Rice Krispie treat, it's still the rice, but I'm able to drive a lot of that into my muscle and stuff like that without getting any kind of bloat. It really sits well. So I found something that works.
So talk to me about how you cook these vegetables. These are things people want to know.
Yeah, real simple. I got the wok here.
And by people I mean me, because I'm lazy as hell and I don't like cooking vegetables.
Yeah, I love vegetables. I'm such a junkie, man. I eat so much vegetables. It's not unheard of for me to drop $100 a week on vegetables alone. But I just cut them up real fine and I throw them in there. That's it. And the water from the mushrooms and the caramelization from the onions, and they just sit in there and cook anyway. So I cooked these on low actually before you got here. So what I'm gonna do?
Well, someone was late.
Yeah, you were late. So what I'm gonna do now is I'll actually put them on high, and I'm gonna let some of the water evaporate, and that'll kind of crisp them up just a little bit. So sometimes I'll put a little bit of coconut oil in there just to keep it separated and just add a little bit of that kind of like nutty flavor. But being a contest prep right now, I'm not doing that.
I think having the vegetables though gives you a little bit of like freedom in the diet. Yeah, it's like chicken and rice. I mean, shit gets boring after a while.
Sure. Yeah, I mean, with me, I don't mind it as much. I'm a bit of a robot, but they do offer a lot of good nutritional value from that with the vitamins and the minerals, the water and things like that, added fiber. But at the same rate, though, you also have to be careful because there are sugars involved and there are trace carbs. So depending on where you're at in your diet, and like me, like this is not something I do every day. But because I'm going to have a high energy expenditure day, I'm taking in things like this just to give me a little something extra. It may not seem like a lot, but because I'm not used to it, I feel it.
Now, talk to me a little bit about, because maybe people don't know, but you have a son, and obviously your girlfriend lives with you.
Fiance.
I'm sorry, fiance. I don't want to.
It's pretty serious.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Women take that shit serious, man. You put a ring on it.
Yeah, there's a ring on it. Yeah, that's right.
So, I mean, how does that work with you dieting and cooking, and are they eating the same food you are? Because, I mean, I know young kids can be a little picky sometimes.
You know what? Jackson, my son Jackson, I mean, he's kind of a picky eater, so...
Aren't all kids?
Yeah, pretty much. I mean...
does he eat some of your prep food?
No, I don't let him. Even if he wanted to.
Okay. I mean, like, I don't know if you made extra, like if I'm cooking steak, I'll just mix some extra.
No, he'll eat some stuff once in a while, but mainly he has his own foods, and, Carly, she's got her own foods and stuff like that, so I just do my thing, and, we go out to dinner probably twice a week, and I'll have my meal beforehand. Sometimes I'll take it into the restaurant, or if I've already eaten, then I'll just sit there and have my water. And it's fine. It's not, food's going to be there when you're done. So that part doesn't bother me. But, for them, it's just business as usual. I do this all year round. So it's not like when I'm off season, I'm still doing this. I'm still getting all my meals, and I'm still prepping all my food. It's just different portions.
What's your take on like refeeds and cheat meals? And
I think they hold their place. It just depends on the person, the individual. I think way too many people are like, I eat clean for a week and then I go, I'm going to have a cheat meal. No, listen, Reggie, you haven't eaten clean long enough to get your leptin levels to be sensitive enough to where it actually does any kind of benefit. But I think they're great. And if, especially in a diet where it's an extreme diet and you know, you're deficient, or you're calorie deficient and stuff like that, then, you know, it's important that you do that because it can benefit you a ton, but you need to know when to do it. So that's important. But most people don't, they just use it as an excuse. My grill is also bipolar. Some days it gets really hot. And other days it's like a freaking teenager. It doesn't do anything. So annoying.
And those thick ass chicken breasts, they're gonna.
Yeah.
What are those, like 8, 7 ounces, 6 ounces?
I don't know. Probably. They weigh out to 12 ounces raw, but they'll probably weigh 5 when they're done.
All that water comes out.
Yeah. They're on test. They have all that water retention.
Did you see that video of the guy that was like shooting up chicken with like water before he packed them?
No, I didn't see that.
I'll show you the video.
That's so funny. I did a video one time. I was grocery shopping at Costco, and I pointed out they had this organic chicken. I said, no added steroids or hormones. And I said, I guess that means I can't say this is where I get my source. Nobody thought that was funny. I thought it was hilarious.
Bodybuilder humor.
Yeah, and
Dying breed.
yeah, evidently. Tough crowd nowadays. So,
All right, well, let's let that cook up a little bit, and then we'll come back here in a minute and kind of show you what his plate looks like and do some more talking.
Sounds good.
So let's do some cooking.